इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग कर.
Through the Earth's atmosphere. What can we expect to see, and why is this different from the supermoon that we saw at the beginning of the year, when it appeared as if the moon was much bigger?
Well, the moon is actually at its furthest point from Earth tonight. It is full moon, and it's known as a micromoon.
So it's much smaller than the ones we saw before.
The moon on average is about 360 to 405,000 kilometers away from Earth. Tonight it actually will reach the 405,000 kilometer point. Together with that, the sun is also the furthest away, or the Earth is the furthest away from the sun in its orbit around the sun.
So that's why it's going to take so long.
And that is exactly why we actually will have the longest lunar eclipse in the 21st century. This is a total eclipse of 6 hours and 14 minutes. With a totality of 103 minutes, 1 hour 43 minutes.
So effectively, you and I will never see an eclipse like this again. You're saying it's not going to happen for, what, over another 100 years?
We will see totality eclipses happening again, but nothing this long. This is the longest for the next 100 odd years, yes.
And what else is exciting about it? There's other things that could happen tonight as well.
Well, we have the Perseids meteor shower happening, so when the moon moves into totality...
When it's totally black?
Totally black, which is in local time about 21 minutes past 10, you could actually see a shooting star or two.
Well, that'd be great.
You also have Mars in closest approach. It is extremely bright. It's about 7 degrees away from the moon at the moment. When you look up at the moon tonight, you will see that orangey blob next to the moon. That would be Mars. Other than that, for the sandstorm that took place on Mars over the last couple of weeks, we should have been able tonight to see a lot of detail on there. The sand is subsiding from the atmosphere of Mars, and it will also become a very, very interesting object to be viewing.
Now, the big excitement is the blood moon, as people are calling it, which I know is not a scientific term, it's kind of a colloquial one, but it is what's so exciting. What gives the moon its red color, and is it affected by things like pollution and debris?
Yes and no. Basically what happens is Earth has got an atmosphere around it, and when light hits an atmosphere, it acts like a lens, and your shorter wavelengths of light will scatter away. So your blues and your greens will actually scatter away, and your red light will travel through the atmosphere, come out on the other side, and be slightly bent like you would bend light through a prism. And that red light, the longer wavelength light, is the only light escaping the shadow and then falling onto the moon. And that's why you'll actually see that the moon progressively gets darker, with its darkest point just after 10, 20 minutes past 10 odd, because that will be more or less in the center of the cone of the shadow cast by the Earth, with the sun on the opposite side.
Now, we know in modern times we're able to predict with precision when a lunar eclipse is going to take place, but it wasn't always the case in ancient times. In fact, a blood moon was often a sign that perhaps there could be calamity, some of the myths surrounding this event.
That's correct. Eclipses in general, solar eclipses, the lunar eclipse, in olden days they saw